Okay, second story. Story number 2. I think the story may in fact have been the spark for a movie called Memento. Because the main character in this movie is Jimmy G. And one of the main non-teen characters in the Memento is a guy named James G. or Jimmy G. Right? This guy was in the Navy. He drank so heavily that he damaged his liver, and more specifically, and I want you to write this down, he damaged the mammillary bodies in his brain. The mammillary bodies. And probably the hippocampus, but specifically the book says about mammillary bodies, which are very close to the hippocampus.
With alcohol?
With alcohol.
He drank so heavily that he destroyed his
mammillary glands, mammillary bodies, sometimes called mammillary bodies, and his hippocampus. He had a disease, normally I'm not going to ask you to know specific disorders, but you have to know this one. It's called Korsakoff syndrome. It's named after a Russian neurophysiologist. Korsakoff syndrome. He drank so much that he couldn't form any new memories. That disorder has a specific name. The disease is called Korsakoff syndrome. And a symptom of Korsakoff syndrome is an inability to form new memories. That has a more technical name. The inability to form new memories is called anterograde amnesia. Anterograde amnesia. A-N-T-E-R-O-G-R-A-D-E. D-E, grade, anterograde amnesia. A-M-N-E-S-I-A. All right? Now, amnesia just means, quite simply, you cannot remember anything new. That's what's happening to somebody who has Alzheimer's disease also. Right? Cannot form new memories. The other kind of amnesia is called retrograde amnesia. This will not be on the test. You don't have to write it down if you don't want to. That means you forget the old stuff. Right? It's way worse to not be able to form new memories. Right? So he basically was stuck in 1945, I think.
Yes, when you have the first one, you don't know.
You have a vague notion that there's some kind of problem. Something's off, but you're not really quite sure what it is. It is a hell. Okay? HM, the motor winder, the guy I talked about, where we did the bilateral temporal lobe lobotomy or lumpectomy, he had the same disorder. Okay? Because he had his hippocampus destroyed. Okay. When Dr. Sachs talked to him, one of the things that he noticed was that he could talk to him, the patient could go look out the window and come look around and say, "Hi, how are you? Who are you?" And Dr. Sachs would tell him over and over again. Now, the thing I like about this book the most, and I hope you get a sense of this, is that this guy is writing about very, very serious kinds of disorders. If your uncle, your father, or your mother got Korsakoff syndrome, it's a very serious, debilitating disease. It doesn't necessarily kill you, but it institutionalizes you. And he writes about them in a really warm and rich way. It's one of the things I love about Oliver Sacks. You know they're sad stories, but they're still told in a very warm kind of way.